Hey guys, this is Sylvie with my silly little gang, and I am coming with you today with the results of my Nutrisystem Fast 5. And I can't believe it's been a week since I finished it. It just seemed like this week, I guess it was kind of fast, but at the same time, it went by really slow. I don't know. It's just crazy. Mainly, I think it felt like that because this was such a week that was full of so many emotions. I mean, I was happy and excited that I got to start it at the same time. The first couple days I was hungry, and I've been nervous throughout the whole week just because I didn't know what the results were going to be at the end. But anyway, for those of you that aren't familiar with Nutrisystem's Fast 5, it's basically a preparation um, for your body. It's a 7-day program which you do the first week of your Nutrisystem diet, and it's very structured, it's very basic, and the main idea behind it is for your body to shed any excess water weight, for you to get focused, for you to get motivated, for you to get used to following your menu plan. And more than anything, it's for you to kick off your weight loss and your weight loss with motivating results. Um, Honestly, I didn't know just how motivating those results were going to be. You guys know that I've been on this weight loss kick for about 2 years now, maybe three. Um, wow, it's been 3 years. But my weight has been just like a yo-yo. It goes up, it goes down, and there's a certain point where I reached a plateau. Um, it finally got to a point where I was the heaviest I've ever been, and I was very unhappy. I was unhappy with myself. I was unhappy with the way I looked, with the way I felt. I had zero energy. Um, so for me, it was heaven sent when I found out that I was chosen to be a Nutrisystem Nation blogger for the beginning of this year. It was just something that I felt like, okay, this is it. This is where I'm going to put my foot down, and I'm not going to have um, any more moments where I'm going to give in to temptation. This is where I decided to go ahead and nip it in the bud, so to speak, to just go ahead and put everything I have towards it. And I know that it's going to be hard, and I'm not looking for that miracle weight loss. I'm not looking for an unhealthy weight loss. I'm basically looking for something that is going to be life-changing in a way that it's going to teach me to eat healthier and to basically teach me the steps that I need in order to continue my weight loss and to continue reaching the goals that I've set out for myself for my weight, after Nutrisystem. Um, so with that being said, Nutrisystem is a very healthy option um, to start doing that. And so you guys saw my unboxing video of what was the Fast 5 and what was inside that box. Well, what is inside that box is everything that you can eat that week. And the only thing that you add to it is produce and water. That's it. That's the only thing you can add to it. They don't really recommend you work out a whole lot during that first week because you're very limited on the amount of calories that you're intaking. So, and at first I was like, okay, I'm really big. This is going to be no problem. I'm going to, work out, and I'm going to go ahead and, give it an extra boost. I'm not going to lie. I tried working out that first day, and I do. I work out regularly anyway. I work out 3 times a week where I go walking for a couple hours, and then on the other days I do Zumba. So it's not like I'm going from a sedentary state of being into, a whole active, because that just wouldn't be healthy anyway. But I was like, okay, I did my first day of Nutrisystem, and I was like, okay, I'm also going to work out. That did not go well. I felt very lightheaded. I felt like I was going to faint. I didn't have any energy. And it really is because you're limiting yourself to so many calories that, your body is already trying to, I guess, accept that change of the amount of calories that you have. And then for you to go ahead and work out on top of that, they do recommend that you do at least 30 minutes of exercise, um, but they mean low impact type of exercise. So I took it down a notch, and I limited myself to only walking for 30 minutes. And walking not at a pace where I'm like out of breath or sweating or anything like that, just normal walking. And that just felt so much better. Sorry, I thought I heard noises. Anyway, the boys are all outside, and so I shouldn't hear noises, which is why that threw me off there. Anyway, back to point. So just so you know, that first week you really shouldn't, do a whole lot because you will feel like that. So back to the whole Fast 5 Nutrisystem. During that week, it's a very structured diet, like I said. You only get 3 Nutrisystem meals a day. You get an unlimited amount of non-starchy vegetables. And they have a whole list that you can print online, or once you sign up that your counselor can send to you. It's also in the daily planner. It's, so it's wherever you need it, it's at your fingertips. So you never have to wonder, oh my goodness, what are these non-starchy vegetables? For me, they were broccoli, green and red bell peppers, mushrooms, cucumber, tomatoes, lettuce, which are veggies that I eat on a normal basis anyway. So that felt really good. That to me right there was like, okay, I can definitely do this. So you get all that. You get 1 energizing shake a day. You get 1 craving crusher shake a day, and lots of water. Now they recommend the minimum is 64 ounces of water, which is 8 ounces. So 8 glasses of 8 ounces of water. That really wasn't a problem for me. I drink a lot of water anyway to begin up, so that's really not an issue. Now, the issue for me was keeping track of how much I was actually drinking. Because me, I just go, I grab a bottle, bottle water, your traditional normal size bottle water. And, I used to drink that, and that was it. And I would have several of those a day, but I never kept track of how many of those I was having. So in order for me to do that, what I did is I have this water bottle, and this water bottle is 25 ounces of water. So I know that with 3 of them, I know that right there, I am over what I need to be drinking a day. So I made sure that I at least had my 3 bottles of water. And I do. And you know what? And I just carry it with me at all times. And I sip and I sip and I sip. And before I know it, I've had it. And I've had my amount of water. And I've actually, I go and I drink 4 or 5 of those a day. And it's not like I'm forcing myself to. It's just that I've always drank a lot of water. For those of you that do not drink a lot of water, I highly recommend that you flavor your water, whether it be infusing it with cucumber or mint, or even, a squeeze of lemon, or a couple of drops of that, the lemon juice that they have in the bottles. Anything to give your water a different kind of a flavor, that'll make it go down easier. To me, I drink my regular 3 bottles of regular water, and then, after that, I'll go ahead and put some lemon in it, or like I said, drop a couple basil leaves, or maybe cucumber or mint, or strawberries, and anything to give it that extra little flavor. They also have those, like the crystal lights and stuff. I know that those you can also take it. Honestly, I've never really liked those, so that's not something I would add. I'm more into the naturally infused waters. Um, Day one. On that day one, I basically had, and if you guys follow me on Instagram, you guys, I post every single day there. I'll post pictures of what I had for breakfast, lunch, dinner, you name it. Once you're after that fast 5 week, you can actually even start adding desserts to it. I haven't had a dessert yet, only because I don't feel like I need it. I'm not hungry. But it's good to know that it's there, you know, and that way if I'm ever craving, it's there. You guys can check out my unboxing of the frozen foods, because that's mainly where all the desserts came in, like the ice creams and the, I think it was like the red velvet whoopie pies or whatnot. But and then they also have, you know, the on the shelf desserts, and I'll go through that unboxing as well, and then I'll make sure to post it so you guys can take a look at what those are. But anyway, so for breakfast that first day, I had the blueberry muffin, which was amazing. Not gonna lie, when I first opened it, it was like this big, and I was like, oh my goodness, how am I gonna eat that and a cup of coffee and be like, ooh, this is breakfast, you know? Well, let me tell you, that little muffin is so dense. It's delicious, don't get me wrong. It is amazing. And it's so dense that it actually filled me up. And I was like, okay, I can do this. You know, after having that muffin and having that cup of coffee, I was like, ooh, you know, I can definitely do this. So that was it. A couple hours later, I went ahead and I had my energizing shake. And the energizing shake is almost like a protein shake type of thing. It does have caffeine in it, so if you are sensitive to caffeine, um, they recommend that you drink like a glass of skim milk instead. So just so you know. But I loved it. I loved its chocolatey flavor. Honestly, I had no problems. I mixed it up. I would shake it, put it in a shaker bottle with some ice cubes, and that was like the best thing I've ever had. For lunch that day, I had the three cheese rice. Oh yeah, the three cheese broccoli rice. And like I said, you guys can go ahead and check that out on Instagram. And I had it with a side of cucumber and a side of broccoli. And you know, the food is amazing. Everything I've had so far I liked, except for the white bean chili. That was really spicy, and the tortilla soup. Honestly, I was so looking forward to that tortilla soup, and then I went to try it, and it was just like, woohoo. Um, but I'm not a big spice chick. Like, I do like putting my hot sauce and everything on certain things, but I'm not into that super, super spicy, and that's what those were for me. So, um, I have heard from comments on my Instagram from other girls that either have done the program or doing the program, where they said if I added a little more water to cooking the chili and have it almost like a soup, that definitely helps on the spiciness, and I will try that next, and I'll let you guys know how I like that. But anyway, a couple hours after lunch that very first day, and every day after, during that week, I had what's called the Craving Crusher, and it's a chocolate shake, and it's thick and it's chocolatey and it's creamy, and oh my goodness, let me just tell you, I absolutely loved my Craving Crusher shakes, and it definitely filled me up. And it took me at least, I would say, 3 to 4 hours before I felt the need to have dinner. So it's awesome. It's that awesome afternoon pick me up that you need. And it does what it says. It's a craving crusher. You know, it allowed me not to want those things that I couldn't have. And like I said, the chocolate flavor it has is awesome. I loved it. From then, I went on to have dinner, and that very first night, I had chicken Alfredo. I love Alfredo, period, anywhere. But that chicken Alfredo was awesome. And what I did was I went ahead and I boiled a cup of the broccoli, and I mixed it in. And that picture is on Instagram as well. It's also on my results post for on my blog at mysillylittlegang.com, and you guys can take a look. I made a picture collage of everything I had that day. Um, and so I went ahead and you guys can see how good or not good that is on there. And it is awesome. Honestly, I liked it. It's one of my favorites. It's still, of all the foods that I've tried, is one of the absolute favorite foods that I like. And I will, hold on, they need me. Give me 1 second and I'll be right back. Okay, so sorry about that interruption. But where was I? Okay, so you're probably wondering, okay, that was the food for, okay, so you guys are probably wondering, okay, that was the food for day one. Well, yeah, that's the food for day one. But you're probably wondering how my week really went. Well, I'm not going to lie. I was super hungry the first couple of days. And it didn't seem to matter how many vegetables I ate, how much water I drank. I was hungry those first couple of days. I woke up hungry. I went to bed hungry. But I was determined. I was determined to see this through, and I was like, this thing is not going to beat me. I've not given in to anything, and this is not going to be the first time for me to do it. So mainly it was to prove to myself, but it was also to prove to others that I could do it, because believe it or not, there are a lot of people that didn't think that I could go through with this. So those first couple of days were the toughest, I think. The third day, it was a lot easier. When I woke up, and it was like my body and my mind knew what to expect. You know, it knew what was going to happen. I had breakfast. I had, my shakes. And I felt satisfied. And I was able to go about my day as I did before I started on this diet. So it was, to me, it was awesome. So it was really that third day that it started, where my body was like, okay, we can handle this. Excuse me, I'm sorry, I'm just really thirsty. Okay, so from day three. Day three was the day that I went ahead and tried to work out doing Zumba class, and my God, I almost fainted. But like I said, I narrowed that down to the walking, and it was fine. All right, let's talk about the shelf-stable meals, okay? None of the freezer meals are a part of the Fast Five, so it's all shelf-stable meals. And a lot of those are like the bars, which is awesome because we were doing a lot of errands that week, and honestly, if I didn't have the option of choosing a bar, I don't know what I would have done. The bars are awesome to take, I put them in my bag, and I made sure that I kept with my hours, of eating, because you shouldn't go for more than 4 hours, I believe, without eating a meal. So I made sure I packed up cucumber sticks, I packed up peppers, I packed up, little broccoli things, and in little baggies, and I made sure I carried my little lunch bag. And this is definitely something that's doable. Whether you're a working person and you're at your office or whatnot, this is something that's doable. Or if you're at home, I don't think it's easier for one or the other because of the convenience of the shelf-stable meals, and the convenience of the bars and the convenience of the shakes. It's definitely something that anybody can do. Let me see. Meal-wise, I know you guys are probably wondering whether they're good or not. Honestly, they're a lot better than I thought they would be. I don't know. We all have that, I guess, that mentality of what a diet frozen meal or a diet meal is going to taste like. And I've had other meals before that, I bought at the supermarket or whatnot. And they weren't really, A, they weren't really satisfying, and B, their flavor wasn't all that great. That is not Nutrisystem. I have found that I love the way they taste. I love the way their food tastes. Um, I don't think, other than the two like really, really spicy foods that I mentioned, I don't think I've come across anything that I haven't liked. And it's not even that I didn't like the flavor that those spicy foods had. It was just the spice was too much. You know, it was really, really hot. Um, but the flavor was there. The flavor was awesome. So I haven't really come across anything that I haven't liked. Granted, I haven't tried all their foods yet. So I'm sure, you know, trust me, if I do come across one that I don't like, you guys will know about it. Let me see. The daily tracker. That was a big thing for me. And on the Fast Five, I'm trying to see if I have it next to me here. I don't. It's in my bag. But the Fast Five has a big daily tracker, and I'll put a picture in so you guys can see what it looks like. But there's nothing like actually writing down what you're eating to realize, like, not to realize so much, but like to keep in track of what you're supposed to, what you're supposed to have. And yes, it brings that daily book. It brings that daily tracker, and it brings the Fast Five brings a daily tracker. And once you're over the Fast Five, you also get a daily tracker. It's a little, it's obviously thicker because it's for the whole month. But I'm gonna tell you, if there's one thing that was a lifesaver for me, is probably I live on my phone. And if you're like me, then you probably live on your phone too. And Nutrisystem has, I hope you guys can see it, Nutrisystem has the app that you can download for Apple and for Android phones. And let me see if I can open it up here for you guys. Sorry, I clicked on something else. Okay, so if you open it up, the first thing that you see is your meal planner, your water logger, your weight logger, your exercise logger, if you want to go ahead and enter your measurements. And then it has an awesome little journal. This, to me, was something that kept me going, something that kept me on track, because I looked forward to putting in what I ate. I looked forward to logging in my water, because when you log in your water, let me show you. In here, you'll see all your days, and then if you add in, now I purposely did not add in my water today just so you guys can look at it. But if you can tell, there's like a little man, oops, sorry. There's a little man standing there. And every time you press a water, you see the water level goes up. So I've had 2 of these bottles today so far, and it's 1:27 in the afternoon. So I know that I've had at least 6 cups. And that's what I'm putting in. So as you can tell in the little man, he's almost full. So it's awesome. So once you put in your 8, I'll put in my 8 just so you can see, and then I'll take them off. But you see he gets all full of water, which is awesome. But yeah, so then, you log in your water, you log in your meals. It's so motivating when you get up in the morning and you weigh yourself to be able to log in your weight, and you'll see even the couple ounces that you lose from the day before. It's totally motivating. I guess which now that brings me to the results. I was completely amazed. Not because I didn't think I was going to lose. I mean, you're guaranteed to lose at least 5 pounds in your first week. That's why it's called the Fast Five. And I knew I was going to lose weight because, like I said, it's a structured and limited program to how much food and how much calories you can get. So you are going to lose weight that first week. But I was just amazed at how much I lost. I mean, my starting numbers, let me just scroll up here. I'm sorry, just so, because I can't remember anything if I don't write it down or have it written down in front of me. So my starting numbers were 232.8 pounds for my weight. I had 43.5 inches on my bust. I had 48 inches on my waist, 53.5 inches on my hips, and 27.5 inches on my thighs. The very first week, that morning, I was nervous when I went to step on that scale. I didn't know what to expect. I didn't know if it was going to be the 5 pounds, if it was going to be over the 5 pounds, or because everyone's body's different. I was like, oh my goodness, what if I didn't lose the 5 pounds? Like, what if this seemed like I did, and then, I only lost like 4.5 pounds? How was I going to feel? But finally, after staring at my scale for a good 10 minutes, I decided to get on it. I weighed in at 225.4. That is 7.4 pounds down from what I started. That right there, I was like, woo, like, yes, like this is something that I am definitely going to stick to. That right there was motivation. It made me extremely proud. I wanted to like just rush and take the rest of the measurements. So I have written down here what the rest of the measurements were. My bust stayed the same at 43.5. My waist, however, I dropped 2 inches. My waist measurements were 46. I went down 1.5 inches on my hips because I went down to 52 inches. And I dropped 1 inch off my thighs. I went down to 26.5 inches. So, that was like unbelievable to me. I absolutely loved it. So I was extremely proud of myself. More than the weight that I lost, I was proud because I stuck to this program 100%. I did not cheat a single day. I did not have a single deviation. And thanks to that hard work and that willpower, I accomplished those results. And it really wasn't that hard. I gotta say, I have a great group of friends on Facebook that are doing the Nutrisystem with me. A lot of them are bloggers, and we've started this little group. And, just the motivation of being able to chat with those girls and, comparing results and comparing meals, comparing daily meals and everything. It made me feel like I was part of an elite group, and it's awesome. Just that motivation is awesome. When they're not lying when they tell you when you're gonna diet, find a friend, because it really does help. But any single comment of encouragement or anything that I received here on YouTube, on my blog, on my Facebook page, on my Instagram, all that is just amazing. That is what helped me, give me that extra little push to do this 100%, stick to it 100%, the way it's supposed to be. Now, I know that a lot of that water that I lost, a lot of that weight that I lost in that first week was water weight. I know that. And I know that mainly that was because it was on a strict low-calorie diet. But come on. If losing 7.4 pounds is not a motivational kick in the butt, I don't know what is. And I loved it. And that is something that has me working towards my goal. I know that this is a diet that I'm going to be able to stick to, not just for the 3 months that I'm doing the Nutrisystem, but it's life-changing because it has taught me so much when it comes to reading nutritional labels. That was something that I wasn't doing. And it has taught me so much on that. Taking in consideration the daily intake of calories. And I know this is stuff that we know. This is stuff that we know what to do. Let me see. I'm going to go plug in my son's tablet. I'll be right back. Okay. So where was I? So I do apologize that this video is late on coming up. I know I was shooting to have this video up on the Monday when I started week 2, which was this past Monday. We're on Saturday now. But this is actually the 4th time that I tried to record this video. And it's not that I'm camera shy. And it has nothing to do with the weight. Because, I mean, you guys, I don't know. I'm very comfortable talking about that. But I don't know. There is just something that was making me really, really nervous. And you guys have seen my videos. I don't really tend to be nervous on camera. So it was something that I just couldn't understand what was going on. So basically the way I've been managing to do it today is that I turned on the camera and I hit it. I opened up my windows and I have in front of me what, the measurements and all that is and any little notes and tidbits, and that's what I'm looking at. And that's what I'm looking at. And instead of looking at myself talking. But that has helped a lot. Anyway, so that was my first week. Stay tuned on Monday. I'm hoping to go ahead and have a recap of what week 2 was. So far, like I said, it's Saturday, so tomorrow is the last day of my week 2, and so far it's so good. But I'll definitely have a recap a little more in detail on that for you guys next week. So stay tuned. Please subscribe if you haven't already, so that you don't miss a single post on my journal, and so that you don't miss any of my video logs that I do for my weight loss journey. This whole week I've been eating a lot more. I'm trying a lot of new meals, which if you guys follow me on Instagram, you guys know which ones those are and what I felt about them. But I'll recap all that, like I said, at the next video. And yeah, maybe by the next video, I would have tried a dessert and let you guys know what I think about them. But anyway, so don't forget to follow me on Instagram, Twitter, YouTube, my blog, and I'm also on Pinterest if you guys want. I'll have all those links down below. But where I post daily about my Nutrisystem is really Instagram, Twitter, and Facebook. Then on my blog and on YouTube, I try to do it at least once a week. I know life happens and sometimes it'll be not exactly on that Monday, but I'll get to it, I promise. Yeah, so I hope you enjoyed this one. I'm sorry, I know it's long, but I didn't want to forget to mention you guys anything. And if you guys liked it, please give the thumbs up, subscribe, share, put it in your likes, put it in your favorites, just, to get my channel more visible. But any comments or questions that you guys have, leave it down below. I try to answer them. I do check that daily. So I'll go ahead and I'll try to answer those as best I can. And see you guys next week.